I have to admit that I like to be in the center of attention. And I was like, yes, I need to get this attention. And my only metric was like getting more attention. But at a certain point, it also makes you sick about the fact that, yeah, it's just a number game. You look like, oh, this amount of views and this amount of people. And at a certain point where you like lose everyone, and when you suddenly lose the attention as well, there's like a small group of people that is still on the sideline and still, yeah, holding up your name to talk about it like that. And the only people that still care about you, like, I had my dad, I had my girlfriend, I had like some friends, but apart from that, all those people that used to care about me were just caring about me because of the name I had and because
Yeah.
of the fame, if I can call it like that. So at that point I knew that it was not about the numbers for me, but about the people that are around me and in that small circle. And that's when I didn't really care about likes and amounts anymore.
Yeah.
If they
I,
pop in, it's nice, but I don't care about it.
Hello, good afternoon, Arno. How you're doing?
Hey man, I'm doing fine today. It's a nice day, good weather. So and we have our interview today and our discussion. So I'm very glad to have you.
Now, how young are you, Arno?
I'm 23 years old today.
23 years old. I mean,
Yes, exactly.
h- how is it to be 23 years old?
How is it to be 23 years old? It's crazy because, as you told me, there's a huge time shift when it comes to technology and the things that allow us to grow in life. So being a 23-year-old guy is amazing, because I know that what we can experience today, like this technology, like social media, the shareability of our message and what we want to tell to everyone, it's a unique time to be alive in. So being 23 years old in such a time frame, it's amazing.
Yeah, I understand that, but like I said, there were no cell phones, so that means also that my social group where I was moving in, so these were friends from university and friends from back home and the bands I was playing in, so my
Mhm.
social group of contacts were actually very small compared nowadays with social media. I mean, you
Yeah.
have like more than 45 of almost 50,000 subscribers on YouTube. I mean, I don't know if I even know 50,000 people. So, but this also
Yeah.
means, see, this also means that with social media, that's at least what I think, that, I mean, if I have, when I post something on Instagram or YouTube, I mean, if I have 100 likes or one, it doesn't affect my self-image. But I hear sometimes that a lot of people of your age suffer from anxiety or even depression because their
Definitely.
self-image, so the way they feel about themselves, is actually connected to the amount of likes. In even that they sometimes remove certain posts because it didn't reach like 200 likes, and I'm like,
It's
okay, is this also
it's
something
crazy.
that you recognize?
Yeah, I recognize it because I somehow have to admit that I recognize it for myself, mainly on YouTube, because at a certain point, if a video had like less than 100 likes, I was feeling like, whoa, this is a bad video. But apart from that, like nowadays on Instagram, I know that my engagement is like decreasing, which
Mhm.
is not a big deal for me. But I see some people that are constantly like comparing stuff, like their relationship, their cars, their clothing, and I'm like, you're not caring about your self image, but you're caring about your desired self, and comparing it to others.
Okay.
So that's the bad thing about social media and technology today.
These are very wise words or lessons. I mean, where did you learn it? Was that actually from your YouTube period that you learned that? Where did you pick that up?
Like the things I talked about, like this general perspective.
About with the
Or
self-image, that you say, okay, if
yeah.
I don't want to have everybody as a follower. I'm happy that maybe I have a minimal following community, but at the same time, my message will resonate better with this smaller amount of people than say with everybody in the world.
Yeah, it's a huge combination of everything I faced, actually, because at a certain point with YouTube, I have to admit that I like to be in the center of attention. And I was like, yes, I need to get this attention. And my only metric was like getting more attention. But at a certain point, it also makes you sick about the fact that, yeah, it's just a number game. You look like, oh, this amount of views and this amount of people. And at a certain point where you like lose everyone, and when you suddenly lose the attention as well, there's like a small group of people that is still on the sideline and still, yeah, holding up your name to talk about it like that, and the only people that still care about you. Like, I had my dad, I had my girlfriend, I had like some friends, but apart from that, all those people that used to care about me were just caring about me because of the name I had and because
Yeah.
of the fame, if I can call it like that, you know? So at that point, I knew that it was not about the numbers for me, but about the people that are around me and in that small circle. And that's when I didn't really care about likes and amounts anymore, you know?
Yeah.
If they
And
pop in, it's nice, but I don't care about it.
I mean, when you have a huge following, normally you also have a huge following of haters.
Yeah.
I assume you also had that. I mean, how did you deal with that?
First days I literally cried, I remember. Like in the beginning, I've been doing YouTube since like the first day it existed. My content was totally different, but I know I was like posting videos of my cat, like normal stuff at home, normal house like situations, and the first comment I got was like, your cat is ugly, you should die, like literally the worst things you would say.
How young were you?
I was, oh, I can't remember anymore. It should have been since the first day of YouTube, so I guess I was around mm, 9 or 10. Like I
Nine,
remember I touched the
nine.
camera at 6, and yeah, it was 9, something like that.
So at 9, somebody said to you, "Your cat is ugly."
Yeah, but the thing about the cat was like not really hurting me because I had love for my cat, but they were talking to me like die or just kill yourself, or as soon as you get like over 1,000 views at that time, they were like hating you already. And it only got worse, like with the Dutch YouTube channel. I remember, this is a very funny story to bring up, actually. Well, not funny, but frightening somehow. There was a guy that walked up to my house. He knew my address back in Austin, and he went up to my dad and he said, yeah, is Arno home? And he said, no, 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 he's living in Bruges right now, but I can give you his phone number. And this guy was literally a hater of me on my YouTube channel, was constantly posting hate. And he suddenly called me as well, just to call me out and just to tell me, yeah, I'm going to kill you and your girlfriend, and bringing up lots of super frightening things. Like, you know, he was like, yeah, I know your address in Bruges as well. I'm going to come over to your place. I'm going to burn it down. And was very, very, very frightening. So those situations, yeah, it made me deal with hate, but those situations also made me, yeah, deal with very weird things that were going on, actually.
And what did you do? Did you call the police or something? Did you meet that
I
guy?
tried to, but they didn't do anything. So I took care of it myself. I blocked the number. I got called anonymously. I was like, what? So I called anonymous callers as well. I blocked anonymous callers as well. So yeah, the problem somehow faded away. But at that time, it was frightening because it's just more than comments. Some people just, yeah, just look you up and they want the worst for you to happen because they
Okay.
see the success of everything that's going on.
Okay. I mean, just a few minutes ago, you mentioned something very interesting. When I was 2 or 3, when I heard the radio, there was no Spotify, so you had to dial the radio. And I heard the song called Lola from the Kings.
Yeah,
And like 20 years later, I really understand the lyrics, but it doesn't matter. But at that time when I heard that, I knew I wanted to become a guitar player. For me that was clear. It was like I'm a
awesome.
guitar player. So you just mentioned when I was 6, I had my first video camera. Is that similar to you? You were like 3 years old, and how does that come? It's something your gut feeling saying, "Hey
It's
Arno,
crazy.
video. That's your thing," or how does it?
I've always been like a crazy kid. Like when everyone was going out, when every single kid was distracted, I was the guy playing with Lego, building castles for my cat and stuff. Like I was creative. I always wanted to help other people by finding creative solutions, like this Lego castle, for example. And at a certain point, my parents told me, "Yeah, we're going on a family vacation. We have a little camera."
You were six
And
years
that's
old,
where it
yeah?
all,
You were
yeah,
six.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I was that age, and at a certain point they were like, yeah, we're going on a family vacation. Probably it was somewhere, a city in Belgium, but we went out and we took this small camera with us.
Mhm.
And yeah, at a certain point I just noticed with a friend of mine that there was a record button, and that's how everything started.
Okay.
So and then I pressed that button.
Okay. And then you were 6. So and at 9, YouTube was born. I mean, I know you're a big fan of Casey Neistat, and to be honest,
Definitely.
I discovered Casey Neistat through you, so I'm
Nice.
quite behind, but I'm a big fan. I admit actually that the font of my letters actually, he inspired me to use Helvetica bold, so and the
Okay.
big letters. Now, how does it? So YouTube was born, and then immediately the first day you post a video, or first you got to know
Well,
Casey Neistat, and was your dream becoming the Casey Neistat of Europe, or what?
well, Casey Neistat came later. I remember those days, the first days of YouTube. I'm not going to tell that it was like since day one, but I remember when YouTube came up,
Mhm.
it was like something very crazy. I just was on Google every single day, and I immediately saw YouTube popping up, and I was like, "What? YouTube broadcast yourself?" I was always doing this little television plays in front of a mirror where I'm like the presenting guy and telling people that the next program is about to start. And yeah, I was a really strange kid. But then YouTube came out, and I was like, "Whoa, this has creators!" And I remember it had like a visual effects channel where they had like cardboard boxes and they made spaceships out of it, put their cats inside, and they were flying through their house with the spaceships. And they removed their hands, so it was literally a cardboard box flying with a cat inside of it. And that inspired me so badly that I was like, I want to go on YouTube, but I have to pay. And then at a sudden point, I managed to log in, create a free account, and then I was like, whoa, I can just upload content for free. It's like a whole platform with every single one on the world that is almost creating content, you know?
Yeah.
So it was important to me.
And so you started by making, I wouldn't say stupid, but videos of your cat. But
Yeah.
how did you come to 50,000 subscribers? I mean, you started doing games, or what? You were also
Yeah.
studying at school. What was the start of that?
Yeah, I get that link. Well, the thing is, I was always making videos, and at a certain point, it was in my blood. I just always like to be in front of the camera and behind and be busy with it. So my studies were constantly suffering from it because I was doing stuff that I was not liking at that point. I had math, I had blind typing like
Mhm.
dactylo. I guess
Yeah,
that's the same
yeah,
in English as
yeah,
well. So I was completely destroyed by those classes, and I was like, well, next year I'm going to do art classes. And then the year after, I was like, maybe I need to do film school. And at
yeah.
that point, everything actually began for me because they were like, yeah, you get a camera from school, you just take it home and you make an exercise about gaming. So that's what I did. I was playing Minecraft
Yeah.
at a certain point. So I was like, yeah, maybe why not make a video about Minecraft? And I did that. I brought it up to school, and they were like, yeah, it's a trashy thing. You get a 4 on 10. This is not a good project. It's not looking good. Nobody will ever like this. And it was like breaking me down, you know, because at the end of the year I was like, oh no, I'm going to have to do this year all over. I felt terrible. And yeah, I got my grades, but still I felt terrible. And I was like, yeah, what would happen if I would put this on YouTube? So that's what I did. And then it raised up over 10 million views. So yeah,
Very
it's,
very organically. So nothing, not
yeah,
no marketing behind it.
no
Just like.
ads. Yes, just poof.
And what did
So
you do
yeah.
then? What did you do then? You said I'm going to create more Minecraft videos.
Yeah, mainly. But I remember at the first 200,000 views of it, I was like, "Whoa, 200,000 views? That's a lot." I was staggered by those results at the first sight. So I was like, maybe I should add subtitles. So I did that as well in between English subtitles, and that's when it hit 10 million views. And then indeed, I was like, I won confidence. I stepped up to that school. I was like, look, you gave me a 4 on 10. You told me nobody would ever care, but 10 million people did. I guess I'm sure nobody never, this school never had 10 million students. You know, I said that to them and they were like, yeah, maybe you're right. You're right. So, and then everything started. So I made Minecraft animations for bigger channels. I made content for other channels. They asked me if I had other expertise apart from the Minecraft stuff. So I told them I could do professional video as well next to that. And that's how it all went for me, basically.
Yeah. So you grew to almost 50,000 subscribers, which was that like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, or
I think it's been like 4 to 5 years, something
okay,
like that. I'm very bad when it comes to the
okay,
past, but I
okay.
guess it's like 4 to 5 years ago, something
And
like that.
then you stopped with your YouTube channel. You start creating
Um,
videos, or
yeah, well, at that point, it was very crazy because my self image at first got hurted, and then I got the confidence. But at a sudden point, I was making Minecraft animations. They were very successful, and then at a certain point, I decided to stop because literally everyone was telling me, "What are you doing at your age? You're making cubed animation," and I was like, "Yeah, but." It's getting me like almost a monthly wage. I would be able to rent a place out of it. Yeah, but it's stupid. And I was like, yeah, it might be stupid to you, but still. And then at a sudden point, it's like this is what I call and what other people call the madness of crowds. If one guy is like spreading a word about you or what you do, and it's getting or infiltrating your entire social circles, like family circles, friend circles, they will just follow what they say. So a huge circle will suddenly be pointed against you and tell you the same, even without them confirming on what they're saying. They're just like, yeah, you should stop. It's not something you should invest your time in. There's other things you could do. Just get a job. Nobody lives out of YouTube. And then I'm like, but yeah, some people do. No, just stop. And yeah, that's how it actually went.
now, so then you stopped with YouTube?
Well, yeah, I took a little break because I was thinking about this entire thing because I will never actually blame them because it triggered something in my mind. So I was thinking, yeah, maybe I'm just making animations, and yeah, do I enjoy to make animations because I was sitting at home. I never needed to go outside to produce these things. Everything I needed were just some digital assets, and I could create entire series, which was what I did. But at a certain point, I was like, maybe I should be in front of the camera instead of making content because people were not having this sense of respect, and I was not getting in touch with the right people because I was making content that was not getting me anywhere
Okay.
apart from money, and money was not the most important metric to me at that time. So I was thinking about this entire enjoyment level. So
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy it anymore as well
Okay.
because I
Okay.
had some things. And then I decided to start a Dutch YouTube channel. So
Okay.
that's where it all changed for me.
And what changed then?
The entire approach. So I had less views, I had less subscribers, I had less overall success. But although the success was like a very low amount, it felt like it was bigger to me because it was more personal.
Nice.
So when I was creating this content, my local friends, my circle, their reaction changed. They were like, whoa, whoa, you made your own vlog. Whoa, dude, you went out and you created content about stuff. And I was like, dude, are you serious? It's taking me way less time than creating an entire 3D animation series. I was like, you were respecting this? Yeah, yeah, it's amazing, man. You should do this more often. And then I decided to do it more often. So I didn't hide anything. I was constantly making videos at home, videos about our situation we used to live in and stuff.
Okay.
And that's where it all escalated. And at a certain point, also brands came at me, which was very strange at the beginning because sudden brands wanted to pay me to wear their stuff or to promote their stuff. So that was actually changing me as well in a good way.
Okay.
So
And because you just said, yeah, I have less success, maybe it's your definition of success is different, because that's something you
yeah,
can, yeah, I mean, it's not less. I mean, I think it's really good to not look, of course money is important, it's very important, but not just do it for the money and see
no,
money as a means, not as an as a goal. How
yeah,
did you
it's
never
hard.
cross that line that you were thinking,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm the guy, I'm Arno, I'm the
Yeah,
man?
definitely. And that was like one of the worst scenarios because of course, like you're telling me at a certain point, by the way, I totally agree on that money thing you said because I was getting less money and less attention. But at a certain point, it felt more physical to me. So I had more people looking to me, meeting me, telling me that I was doing great. And indeed, the thing you said, I was at a certain point walking next to my shoes, but more behind the scenes. So in camera, I was just doing my stuff, having fun,
Yeah, yeah,
doing what I
of course.
like. But then, yeah, at a certain point, I went out with friends to Amsterdam. They were like, "Yeah, you have made some money. You want to buy a Gucci belt?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, maybe Gucci is a nice brand. Yeah, well, maybe let's buy Gucci." And I was totally making purchases which I was not thinking about. I was just like, "Yeah, it's just a fancy brand. Let's do that." And that's the part where I was walking next to my shoes. So I was making weird purchases. My social level was changing, from a total nobody in school who got bullied to a hero in the clubs here in my hometown. So it was very weird to experience it. I guess I could say I stood humble, but some points I made the wrong decisions. Yeah.
Okay, okay. And what was actually then the thing that happened? Because normally when something happens like that, there's always something, a situation, something, yeah, negative that's happening in your life, which is changing your mindsets. And yeah, I wouldn't say universe is learning you a lesson, but at least, yeah, to make sure that your eyes are open again and that you change your, yeah, the way you look at yourselves and become a
Mhm.
little more humble again. Was there something that, yeah, somebody died or I don't know what, that
Yeah, it
made
was.
change your to come back to earth
Yeah.
a little bit more?
I guess the reality suddenly hit me because I was living on a bubble. I'm not joking. My life just felt like I was laying on a cloud and someone was just constantly blowing wind against it, and no matter what, it would never pop. That was how it really felt. So at a certain point, my parents divorced. So after 30 years, and I remember I had to leave, not because of them, but because of myself. Because at a certain point, they were upset and they were having a war, and I decided to punch a window. I didn't punch through, luckily, but I punched the window. I opened up the door, and an old couple passed by, and I
Mhm.
saw the look in their eyes, and I was like, "This is not something I can handle anymore. I need to leave this neighborhood, and I need to rent something myself." And that's what I did. So from Ostend, I went all the way to Bruges, which is not that far, but I did that step, and I decided to rent an apartment in Bruges. And at a certain point, yeah, reality hit me. So the clothes I was laying on, and I felt like it was just like I was laying on a cloud. It suddenly popped, and I fell down, and I saw the reality again. So I saw that life was again about paying this cost, making sure I had enough money, this financial part, and yeah, there was actually the moment when I decided to just, yeah, be myself again. I was not someone else, but I was not humble as well,
Yeah,
you know.
you were wearing masks.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I was just wearing logos and tags, and I was just wearing clothes. Like, I'm going to be honest, I'm a fan of the brands I was wearing, and I would still wear them. Like the clothes I bought, I still have them, but it was not the right time to buy them, and it was not a
It's
good
not.
way to
Yeah,
promote myself.
It's not you, eh? That's,
No,
sometimes you
true.
take a brand and you think it's you. It's not you, eh? You are you.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah, of course.
I mean, you. So after that, you started your own company to create videos
Yeah.
for, yeah, organizations who want to use video in their marketing strategy. Now, why become an entrepreneur? Was that for you the logical step, or did you also consider working as an employee for, I don't know,
Um,
for other video companies, for instance?
I've I've always been a rebel when it comes to like working for a boss, because I just discover myself it's something that is very hard for me.
Hmm.
Every time I work for a boss, I somehow mess things up. Not that the results are bad.
No,
I do my work like I should, but somehow I get like this colleague
no,
wars or
no,
discussions and stuff. I
no.
guess it's something that is normal for yeah, for these situations. But the main reason I started my company was because I actually found my true identity, and that was something that was lost to me for a while. So when I was living in Bruges, I remember someone came up to me. His name is David de Vriezere, and yeah, he just entirely helped me. He told me, yeah, you should look, who are you? You were born, they gave you a number, they gave you a name. Of course you should love that name because your parents gave it, but who is Arno? Who are you? What is your identity? What do you want to become? And as soon as I started that journey, I was like, whoa, I need to start a company. Not because I hated the jobs, but because I knew that my vision was so strong
No.
in helping other individuals that I really needed to create my own company. And
Okay.
that's the shift for me.
Okay. Now we live in Corona times. You make videos. I think you make videos for other companies. I mean, what is the impact of Corona right now for you? Can you still make videos or?
Yeah, it's huge, of course, because I got to stay humble in this case because it's just also a startup. So it's the beginning level for us. We acquired a lot of customers already, but the thing is, with Corona times, it's hard to have bookings. So or freelancers that record the videos,
Yeah,
they get cancellation emails
yeah.
like, yeah, we might consider to record, and then they send an email like, we're not going to do it, we want to stay safe, there are new deaths, and of course we have the empathy, but yeah, it hit us like yeah, something very badly. So
And so what do you do in right now? I mean, if Peter van Keer is going to be also a guest on this show,
yeah.
so he's also a video creator in Antwerp, and all his customers
Hmm.
also because I was going actually to do this show in his premises in Antwerp because he has a complete
Okay.
studio ready. And
Yeah.
he decided to really rebuild or build a very big studio in the meantime. And he's saying this is actually one of the best things that's happened to me, although it's hurting me financially, yeah,
Yeah.
in a huge way. Are you acquiring skills? What are you doing in this?
Definitely. Definitely. Well, I somehow had the luck that I managed to fill the gap with like digital work, because that was the origin for me, like the 3D animation stuff. Motion design is currently helping me, but on a personal development level, like apart from the income of the business, I'm actually doing a mentorship right now. So I'm both following a mentorship of 6 weeks, and I'm also giving a mentorship to someone I know, because she was like, I want you to be my mentor. And I was like, no, I cannot be your mentor because there are way better people like me. But she said, no, this is what I want to pay. You are going to mentor me for 1 month. So that's now my focus. So focusing on the mentorship program also by Sam Ovens. It's the consulting accelerator. It's huge. I would consider it to everyone. And then of course my business. So the entire approach of my business is actually related to the consulting accelerator by Sam Ovens. So it's changing my entire view
And
on business.
and this mentorship by Sam Ovens, I think I know him because he's doing Facebook ads, I believe. Eh?
Yeah, exactly.
So what are the three things you've learned, or the three things that changed your mindset since the beginning you followed that mentorship with him?
Well, it's not been too long right now. I guess it's
What is it?
like
What is it?
two of the 2 weeks
2 weeks,
of the
okay.
6 weeks. I have to so 4 weeks to go.
Mm,
But yeah, he's changing beliefs. Like the thing with Sam is everybody hates him. If I put things about Sam up, they're like, ha, you're following stuff of Sam. But actually,
mm,
Sam has a very special way of thinking. So
mm,
to answer your question, he has changed my entire view on the market behavior of consumers. So you have like the participants and the people who just observe the market. So
okay.
those who really can observe the market and see which mistakes people are falling for. All those principles have changed my entire mind, and also what you should do to grow your business and stuff. I cannot of course give all the value of the course for
Yeah.
free in this call, but
Yeah, of course.
no, but I'm just highlighting because there's some amazing stuff I would definitely like to share, but I cannot do. But those things are amazing. The way he looks at the market, the way he yeah, he just makes things simple, that
Okay.
was one of my biggest mistakes in the past.
And what are the things that you think Corona will have an impact on your business when Corona is finished?
Well, I mean, when it comes to the business itself, so not
Mm,
from a product perspective, but more like the inner perspective of the business, I'm very glad somehow that a virus caused people to communicate via video, because that's
okay.
something, like you said, you brought it up, you had to hire the office. Same with me. I had to catch my train to get the sales call, arrive at the sales call, walk, and then
Yeah,
just have the call, the
correct.
conversation itself.
Correct.
And then sometimes I needed to get home without any sales, and I was like, I was not expecting anything. Of course, I was happy that I met some people, but somehow, I
Yeah,
like the fact that we can now just have a conference,
yeah,
and a lot of customers of mine are like getting comfortable with it. They're
yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh, I'm in my
yeah,
garage, can I call you,
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah,
that's something
yeah.
very positive.
Now, so we're talking about selling. I mean,
Uh-huh.
you didn't had any official education on selling. Well, me neither, because I studied economics, so that had nothing to do with selling. But what do you think about the term selling? Because for a lot of people, selling is like the sleazy used car sales guy, so slick,
Yeah,
fast talking, and like the Wolf of Wall Street, very
exactly.
convincing. So made by popular culture, but in reality, that is not selling. At least not in my opinion.
True.
What do you think about selling? What's your perception?
Selling is personal in my opinion, because I am experiencing sellers as well that want to sell their services to my business
Okay.
as leveraging my abilities to grow in the future. And I observe how they sell to me because I have my own way, and sometimes I see how they do it. And I think that selling these days is more like a personal way. It's like connecting with people, not
Yeah.
just wanting to bring up your product or expecting something, just more listen to what they want and what they really need, and eventually bring up your solution or a solution in your circle, something personal. That's what really matters, I guess, in the times of today, and
These
that's
are
what I
very
really like.
these are very wise words, because when I was 23, I really sucked at selling, because that was I didn't know about that. That was really my perception. Really, at 23, was I have a product and I have to push it to you. So this
Yeah,
is my product. I show you my product, and do you want to buy? And
yeah,
you're 100% correct. Eh?
that's how I started, though. I have to add that in the beginning. Of course, I had my brand and I had my product, and I was just desperately running around and telling people, yeah, you need my service and this and
Mhm.
that. But at a certain point, you experience that this is not working.
Yeah,
We're not
yeah.
talking about, we're working with people.
And okay, but when did you learn that lesson? Was it somebody who told you that? Was it something that you learned from
uh,
YouTube? How? Where did you
mainly
learn that?
mainly LinkedIn. Actually, you have LinkedIn as well. You get like daily connection requests from people.
Hmm.
These connection requests, only those requests have told me that I needed to keep things personal, because a lot of people reach out to you and they're
Hmm.
like, hey, first name, I have this amazing service where I could do this for you. Wouldn't it be amazing if you could do this and reach in the next of X days? And I was like, what? So, but I somehow accepted them. I gave them a place. They asked me a question. I answered that question. And then they're like, thumbs up. And they just leave, no follow up at all. And then I feel like I just got used and was just part of the plan, just part of the mass reach out and stuff. And that's where somehow something told me I had to keep things personal as well, because I hate it if people show up to me like that. I hate it. It's not a way to sell.
Now, what is the thing that you? Well, if you're young, so I'm still learning and selling. To be clear,
Uh-huh.
because there is no such a thing as reaching a certain level and then think, ah, I'm here. I know what it's. Same with playing guitar. You're never there, and that's the great
True.
thing about that's the great thing about it, because it's a journey. What are you struggling actually in the selling part? Is it, I don't know, is it
Um,
cold calling? Is it marketing? Is it, oh yeah, marketing is not selling, but it's something different. But I mean, is it closing, for instance? Is it negotiating? Is it
yeah, somehow it's just the like, I feel like my product is convincing people the majority of times I'm selling, but sometimes it's like making them step from I might want to doing it and actually make them understand the value that is linked to their investment. So some people will tell you, yeah, but that's not the price I want to pay. That is for me the hardest thing, because I feel like I have natural pricing, I have natural results. So that's the hardest part for me
so
about selling.
so you mean that people are saying that you are too expensive?
At some point, some people told me, like, I have a lot of customers that do just agree on the fact that my prices are what they are.
Hmm.
But some companies have told me, like, yeah, this price is too high, and I always respect them. I tell them, yeah, it might be too high for your needs. We could go for other solutions within my possibilities, or you could potentially
Mm, mm,
look up other businesses
mm,
like that
mm.
could do it cheaper. But
Yeah.
I never want to sell on price.
Yeah.
That's one thing
But,
I learned.
but
When it comes to selling as well, maybe someone I could suggest is Victor Antonio as well. That's
no,
someone, it's some guy I watch like every single day, and he has amazing videos and podcasts about selling, how to sell, and finding the why and how people buy. That's how his podcast is called, and he's very good actually.
do you know? Are you
So
talking about the why? Do you know Simon Sinek?
No, 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 no. It's not
No,
Simon
but
Sinek related.
you know him, Simon Sinek.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
okay. Are there any, next to Victor Antonio, thanks for
Uh-huh.
the tip, are there any other models, role models that you have in for your business or for selling or for marketing that you are watching?
In terms, like in
But
global terms,
and everything, yeah. I
yeah,
mean, it can
y-
be like Deepak Chopra or Tony Robbins or I don't know what,
yeah.
eh?
I really like Sam Ovens, so the guy who
Yeah.
brought up the
Hmm.
consulting
Yeah.
accelerator, because he has a lot of free value on YouTube, which is amazing. So his way of thinking and
Hmm.
reinventing systems is amazing. Tony Robbins, of course, as well. He's mainly my guy for meditation and the way I
Tony
view.
Robbins
Yeah, Tony Robbins.
for
He
meditation.
has meditation exercises like breathing exercises,
Yes,
and
yes, 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 yes,
I
yes.
know he's not about meditation mainly, but
Yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
has this
Oh,
meditation
okay.
stuff as well. Yeah, and then yeah, there's a lot of people I really admire. I do not see all of them as a mentor, but yeah, there's a lot of great people out there like Sam Ovens, Tony Robbins. Who's next? Ben Francis is amazing as well. The guy who brought up Gymshark, he brought up
No.
this entire sport brand. So everywhere you go in sport parks or in fitness places, gyms, they were like his Gymshark outfits, and he just made it at home. Started as a Shopify brand, and now made multiple millions. It's crazy to see his journey, and he's very young
Oh,
as well. Yeah,
okay.
so
Do
definitely
you,
look him up.
you were mentioning Tony Robbins and meditation.
Yes.
I saw also on Instagram that you are meditating.
Yep.
Is it something, is it a habit that you inhibited in your life recently? Or is it because I said to you on a bus going to London like 3 months ago?
No, 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 no. I thought it was cool that you were doing the meditation on the bus, so that inspired me. But I was doing meditation from before already. The moment I talked about Bruges and
Yeah.
David Vriesere, he's actually the guy who told me like, yeah, you should meditate, you should find your identity, and meditation was a big part of that. So, but
Is it guided or is it
yeah, it's both. I can do it guided. I sometimes do it without any
okay? Yeah.
guidance, but I prefer to do it guided.
And
And
okay, and what kind? Like, there are a lot of versions. Is it
yeah,
mindfulness where you're going to watch your thoughts, or is it going to where you're going to do a kind of a mantra or specific
mm,
word, or you're going to watch your
it's
breath? What is it?
I do not have like any specific types,
Okay.
because the Tony Robbins
Yeah.
meditation is mainly for my breath.
Okay.
So that's most of time in the morning. So I do these breathing exercises, and I make sure my blood is flowing through my body, like he calls it. And then during the day more, it's with brain.fm. I have it like since yesterday. So I used to use YouTube for meditation.
Okay.
And brain.fm is actually a great application and website to keep track of your focus. So it's sending you certain vibrations of sound
Okay.
to keep you focused. You could also go for a relaxed tone, or you could go for a sleep. So they
Okay.
also have guided sleep patterns and guided unguided sleep as well. But meditation is a part of it as well, and I like it. It changed me.
I mean, if I would tell myself when I was 23 you should meditate, I would say complete BS. What the is
Yeah.
that? I mean, like, okay, interesting.
I used to react the same, by the way. In the beginning, when my friend David brought it up, I was like, "What are you talking about? Yeah, you have to find your inner self." I was like, I was somehow becoming in a student position, because deep inside I was thinking, "What is he telling me?" But I was like, as soon as I apply it to myself and see it's working, I can just keep to it, you know. And
Yeah.
that's what I did, and now it's something I would never be able to leave. And
Yeah.
it's showing you that the outside world is not always doing it, because my consistency of meditation has changed the way I run my business, the way I change and run my own life, but also my relationship with my girlfriend. Like we have
Yeah.
less problems, we have more like this energy and love
Yeah.
and kind of respect for each other,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's all because of meditation.
Yeah.
And that's what I do.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I totally agree what you're saying, but it's still a journey. I mean,
Yeah,
I
true.
still can get irritated or frustrated or whatever, but indeed, it helps you to really become conscious of those thoughts and not identifying them with yourselves. They are
Exactly.
just thoughts and reactions.
Yes.
Now you have your own company. You're creating
Yep.
videos yeah, for other companies in
Hmm.
their marketing strategies? What's next?
Well, what's next? That's a very good question you brought up. I have to be honest. I have a huge plan, which
Hmm.
I'm not sharing yet with anyone, even not my girlfriend. But what I can tell you is that my business will focus in its outreach to just one niche soon. So what I'm doing at the moment is just like, if you have a business, come to me. I can make content. It
Hmm.
will be about it. Also, if you visit my website, it will be always about it. But
Hmm.
my calls will always be about one niche soon.
Okay.
So I'm thinking about real estate agents because I really want to help them to sell their properties quicker and do a showcase of how properties look instead of just putting a picture on a website. Just have the ability to sell properties in a certain database with video. And what's coming up next after that is something I will have to hide, but it's related to a combination of entrepreneurship and also being in the picture a little bit more. So it's something. It's a huge plan I'm working on, but I'm not sharing that yet. But
Okay.
you
Okay.
will
So
see.
no, no, it's fine. It's fine. 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 You're 23. When you
Yes.
are within 10 years, 33, who is Arno?
Arno is someone who will definitely be a well-known person for positivity and helping people because that's my entire vision of life. So within 10 years, it will be the same. But I will be a very well-known and respected artist and both entrepreneur, adding value to the market by just helping people up with video, audio, and entrepreneurship.
Okay. Great dreams.
Yes. Thanks, man.
And this is the last question. I mean,
Uh-huh.
what is for you a very big dream? And it can be a crazy dream. It's just like, I don't know, playing in a movie, for instance, next to Will Smith
Yeah.
or next to Scarlett Johansson.
Uh-huh.
But what is for you a dream that you want to?
Well, I want to lose stage fright somehow. So anxiety on a
Okay.
stage, losing that would be an amazing. Yeah, it's like a dream for me. And as soon as I reach that, I want to share value in my own specific way without adding too much detail. But I am looking into a way where I can entertain lots of people in an audience, in a wide audience, with words by just helping them in their own unique way and elevating their standards to new heights.
Okay. Arno
Awesome.
Vanmassenhove, where
Yes,
can people
Peter.
find you?
People can find me on Instagram. So if you look me up, it's Arno VNM.
Okay.
And they can also find me on YouTube on different names like Arno and the Iron Muskie. So if you
I'm
could
going to.
eventually link it and I give it to you.
Yeah, yeah, we're going to put it in the comments. I want to
Amazing.
thank you.
Thanks, man.
I'm very grateful for your time, the energy, and it went very
Same.
smoothly. I hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, definitely. I hope you enjoyed it as well.
Yeah,
So, and
I'm
thanks for
very
having
grateful.
me.
Is there something that you want to share that we did not touch upon? That you said, I wanted to share
Um,
this or this?
Sharing something we didn't touch. No, I don't think. I just have a little legacy I want to leave at the end of the video, and that's like everyone who's watching this video should definitely pursue their dreams. And if
Okay.
they feel like they're stuck at a certain point, they should just keep up and follow their bliss.
Uh,
That's all I can add in.
these are very wise words for a
Thanks, man.
23-year-old, young, sorry. I mean, you're very old and wise for such a young man, and
Thanks, man.
I wish you lots of luck, lots of success, and lots of pleasure. And I'm very sure that you will touch a lot of people their hearts. And also, I wish you good luck in your journey with your organization.
Thanks, man. Same for
Thanks.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.